our largest overnight is at full capacity, which is the 52 bedrooms. So for instance, well, our most recent group actually was just this past weekend, was the beautiful, right down the hall here, Sagrado Corazon.
Yeah.
We've had events of 300 before at the Aquinas Center. But for overnight, we max out at about that 104. So.
Yeah. And as you mentioned before, they're not dorm rooms.
They are not dorm rooms. No, they are beautiful, spacious bedrooms. We try to shy away. We're not a hotel, of course. I share with people when we do tours, think of it like a very large Airbnb that we give you the keys.
That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
A really large 48,000 square foot Airbnb.
Right.
And so we're careful with that language because we're in this space that we are not a hotel, certainly not a dormitory, but we are this space that just is there for groups, of course, first and foremost for evangelizing Jesus Christ and the Catholic Church. But yeah, we've had many size groups. And I do want to point out that if you are a group and you're listening and saying, well, gosh, I've only got 12 people, call me. Call us up. We would love to have a smaller group. We've definitely serviced groups of 15, 18, 20. And those are special groups too, because when they come, they have this large building, multiple meeting spaces on multiple floors, but they can like spread out and really have nice time with maybe 2-3 people that can gather in different spaces for spiritual direction, prayer, reflection. We've had semi-silent retreats held there. And what I love to mention is that college can be going on, and the other 2 schools on our campus, which of course is St. Cecilia, where Rachel's an alum, and I have some children there too, and Overbrook, you don't even know school's in session.
That's true.
Where we're situated is so remote and at the very back of campus. It's vast, and there's deer running around. There's even those woodchuck things now back there. We always say we're very pro-life. We have lots of wildlife that are having babies, and it's really beautiful. But you don't hear any of the traffic. And the Aquinas Center is actually, I would say, technically at the very tippy-top back of the campus.
Right. Because I know the view that I have, because you have a nice area back there where if you wanted to serve a meal, you could.
Absolutely.
And because you have to have people that bring stuff in to cook.
Correct.
But but back in that area, you can sit down and you can sit over in a little bit corner if you want and be nice and quiet, or you can just look out at Mother Nature and see that, because it's such a beautiful view back in the back. It really of the room.
Is. Yeah.
But are there two areas like that where you can serve food?
Yes. So at Siena, we actually have multiple kitchens. And
okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. And that what's so great is I see, honestly, we'll see just about everything, really. We'll have groups that fully cater. And by the way, we have multiple partner caterers that we highly recommend, that we have had wonderful feedback on. And we like to really partner the group directly with the caterer. That way we step completely back, and they're able to work with the caterer to get the preferred pricing that they want, the dietary needs that they need for their group. Right. We've really kind of honed in on making sure that we have about 3-4 partner caterers that we really trust. It's important to us. It reflects back on us, of course. If we have a caterer that comes in and doesn't do a great job, we don't
ordered pork chops. We got hamburgers. So it's wise though that you do that. You literally help vet.
Absolutely.
Because somebody who's coming in from out of town wants to arrange a program at your place. You don't want to steer them wrong.
Right. And they don't know who to use. And so they might do a Google search, but we've done all that legwork for them. Rachel and I had the really tough task of going to taste test, and that was hard to do.
I bet that
somebody's got to do it. So
absolutely,
so we got to do a wonderful taste testing with one of the partner caterers. So again, I won't mention them on air, but someone can call us, and we'd be happy to discuss some of those partners. But some groups come in and they'll go to Costco or Sam's, and they'll bring in all the groceries and they'll fill the fridges. So Ron, we really have 2 real large kitchens that have ovens, that have microwaves, refrigerators, and then we have multiple fridges throughout the building. So if, on the 3rd floor, there's another refrigerator. On the basement level, there's a refrigerator. And so there's lots of opportunity to mix and match. We've seen people make their own breakfast, and then they have the catered or boxed lunches and the dinner, or they make everything. And that's really an opportunity depending on the size. Sagrado Corazon, they cooked. They had the tamale. I forget what you call it. I think it's a steamer. Yeah. And they seeked permission for that. We said, bring the steamer. Yeah. And so they cooked for the entire 104 people. And that's a lot of community building, right?
It sure
when
is.
People can cook together and have that time of fellowship and discussion and prayer. But it depends on the work that they're coming to do. We have another group, the Institute for Catholic Liberal Education. They come 3 to 4 times a year. They're a lovely group.
It sounds like they really like Siena.
Yeah, we're so grateful for the partnership. And they bring in a lot of educators. So it's a lot of continuing education for the teachers. And the work that they do is so intense. And so the breadth and depth of what they're discussing, it's from morning to night they're going. They have mass adoration, but then they're right back to work. They cater the whole thing. Wow. Because it works for them. They can't take that time away for the cooking and that time to break away. So
in case you just joined us, this is Around the Diocese on Nashville Catholic Radio. Our guest today, Many Broderick, who is Siena Hall's Conference Center Director. Excuse me, and Rachel Smola, her assistant, out there at Siena Hall, and that is on the campus of Aquinas College. Harding Road is correct?
Correct, yeah? 4210 Harding Pike.
See, I want to call it West End Avenue, but it's not okay. not that far.
I don't know where it changes over.
Yeah.
Maybe at the interstate, I'm not sure.
It could be, yeah. Anyhow, well, Rachel, since you've been out there, what are some of the interesting things that you've done?
A lot of it's been building management or room management, making sure everything is ready for our guests. We keep a Bible, holy water in each of the rooms, add that Catholic flair.
Well, that's great.
So a lot of that, then just...
Well, let me ask you, okay, since you brought up the Bible in each room, I used to travel in business, and everywhere I went, 99% of the places you went to, there was a Gideon Bible. Do you have a Gideon Bible, or do you have a Catholic Bible?
It's a Catholic Bible.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yes. Yes, and the holy water. And we've had guests, Rachel, you could speak to that, which we're okay with, but take the holy water, which, yeah.
Well, that's neat.
So... Yeah, but so Rachel's done a fabulous job. She's extremely detail oriented. Another group that I'd love to mention is really kind of a new venture that we did this past summer was with the CGS, which stands for the Catechesis of the Good Shepherd. We had the level 2 training, and we'll do it again next summer for level 2B. And really most of the same people that came this past summer. It's sort of a progressive building program. Okay. So you'll gain your level 1, your level 2, and your level 3. So most people stay kind of in the same cohort and continue on with the trainings. But Rachel single-handedly really managed that entire registration process, from start to finish, really the whole thing with the group. Yeah.
It's amazing how much work goes into to putting a meeting on. Yeah, it's there's so much there, and when you come to a meeting, that you, as a guest, I guess you would say, or a participant, you just expect everything to be there, but they don't realize everything that goes on behind the scenes to make it all come together at the same time. Yeah.
Lots of details. Yeah.
So now, so those are several programs that you have, and are there some of the other programs that you've got for like long-term commitment, or, I mean, it's neat that you've got this one group come back 4 times a year.
Yeah.
We
love those continued partnerships, because what ends up happening is you really become good friends, and you know what their needs are every time before they even show up. It's like, oh, they like the sacristy this way, and They like, just little details, and we've gotten to know them so well. And we absolutely love the repeat business. The CMSWR, we love acronyms.
Yeah.
Academia loves acronyms. CMSWR is the Council of Major Superior Women Religious.
Okay.
And so currently their director is a Dominican St. Cecilia sister.
Okay.
And Sister Mary. And so she's brought a group up. Typically it's a newer postulant level sisters from different religious orders throughout the country, and really the world. And so when that group comes, they've come several times, and we hope they'll continue to come, usually in the fall.
Right.
And very young sisters that are just beginning their maybe just made their first vows. And it's so beautiful because you'll see all the different color habits.
Oh, yeah. I bet that would really be neat.
It really is. And some wear, longer dresses, some wear, more knee length, and just all the beautiful charisms of the religious orders. And I love to be a fly on the wall because you can sit back and listen to, some of them will give testimony about how they entered religious life. And so they come multiple times a year. So we definitely love our multi-year bookings, but we're certainly always looking for brand new business and partnerships. And again, I will say that we never hold anybody to any kind of multi-visit contract. So one time is completely fine with us, but we hope we can earn your business for that repeat net business. And I do think that most people that stay at Siena, that see Siena, that's why we love to do tours, because I think once you physically see it,
right,
that's where it really
absolutely
jumps off the pages, so to speak. I mean, we have a website. It's that aquinascollege.edu/Siena. And I invite people to visit that. They can peruse and see pictures. But just like when we're looking for an Airbnb on a vacation, it doesn't do it justice. You've got to see it in person and see, again, the fields we talked about and how it opens up and it's so secluded and private, and how clean it is. And we always use a term around all around the halls. We say sister clean. If anybody's been around the Dominican sisters, cleanliness, I mean, that they, that's very important to us, is to reflect really good back on their standards.
Absolutely. Now, I know my wife and I are coming out to go to Mass out there in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
As we try to get there once or twice a year. And you have the center over there that you use for that. And you can use it for Siena Hall as well.
Absolutely. So that is the Aquinas Center. It is actually a renovated double gymnasium.
Is that what that was?
It is.
I was wondering about that.
Aquinas College, little fun fact, they used to have a basketball team in the mid-90s, early to mid-90s. And so that's really, so that's, everything has a story. All the spaces, again, the Lord had a plan at that time for that space, and now it's being used in different ways. And so it's been renovated, double gymnasium, with, of course, carpeted floors now.
Right.
No longer a basketball floor, but that space has been just really, really awesome to see all the growth down there and how the Lord has brought groups to us for that. We've had the Heart of Mary House, which is the hospice house that used to have a house at the St. Edward's campus. And now is located on New York Avenue. They acquired a beautiful new property. I believe it's a 6-bedroom home for the actively dying, the sick and the dying. And they've come for their gala. So we had their first gala on campus was in November of last year. Pretty sure they're going to come back this year in November, the Feast of All Saints Day. And so that's about 303 to 320 person event. And now we do have tables, round tables and chairs.
Right, because we always eat lunch out there after Mass.
Absolutely. So you're referring to the Mass of the Holy Spirit. That's
right.
Such a lovely event. We're so glad you and your wife will be there. We have the space. The chapel is really always set up for Mass. That seats around 120 people. And then, but for a larger event like the Heart of Mary Gala, we can remove the chairs and respectfully, of course, leave the altar, but remove the chairs, push them back and store them away. That way we can reuse that entire footprint of the bottom floor. There is a mezzanine.
Right. Yeah.
And for the gala, we actually had the silent auction on the mezzanine on the second level.
That makes a ton of sense.
It does. Yeah. So, And yeah, with approval via our president, alcohol can be served, but it does go through an approval process because we are a campus with schools.
Yeah, I noticed that, and that's important to know.
Absolutely.
You know, but it's not a no, it's a with permission.
Absolutely. That's right. Yeah. So again, catering is invited and more than welcomed. And we just really, we need to work with the caterer to make sure that we have their tax exempt form. All groups, by the way, need to be an established 501c3. And then also for Siena Hall, just to mention just some of the kind of things about with coming over there, some of the sign up requirements is everyone needs to be above 18 years old. So yeah, but at the Aquinas Center, we've just really enjoyed growth down there and look forward to seeing all the plans the Lord has. We have the Maronites, the St. Charbel community has been coming for Mass there, and they love it because it's so central. So that's been really exciting to see the growth of that parish and just all the excitement that's going on there with their diverse parish. They've just been so lovely to get to know.
Well, things are exciting out there.
Yeah.
You know, and you always wonder, well, what's going to be next?
I know.
You know,
that's the same.
That's the exciting thing is there's so much opportunity to do any program, and so near, not far. You know, because it's not. I mean, does it take me that long to get over? We live out in Wilson County,
right?
So I mean, it's really a breeze. Yeah. Maybe not at 6 a.m.
Maybe not. Yeah.
But by 8:30, it's good.
Yeah. We tell folks from out of town, especially that are not used to the area and the lay of the land, 15, 20 minutes from the airport, 10 minutes to downtown. Yeah. Groups love, we have a group that comes from Vancouver, and there's some Catholic schools in the Vancouver area, some Dominican run schools. And so they'll come for retreat, and they love to go downtown for Predators hockey. Yeah. And they can get downtown 10, 15 minutes. And
it's so a
central.
Well, thanks so much for coming by, Rachel Smola and Many Broderick from Siena Hall out there at Aquinas College. So glad it's running so well, and congratulations to you both for really making it happen out there. We'll be interested in having you back a couple of years from now. Tell us all the new programs that you've got.
We would love that. Yeah, thank you, Ron. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much. Around the Diocese is locally produced and made possible through the generous donations of Ascension Healthcare, our listeners, sponsors, and the Diocese of Nashville. Broadcast worldwide via the Nashville Catholic Radio app, streaming at nashvillecr.com, and locally available at 100.5 FM. We're shining the light of our Catholic faith from Nashville Catholic Radio. Until we meet again, my sincere thanks for listening. God bless you and have a great faith journey.